In the last days of March 1922, in a remote corner of Bavaria, there stood a farmstead called Hinterkaifeck. It was a lonely place, lying beyond the reach of neighbors, hemmed in by fields and forest. Within its walls lived Andreas Gruber, 72 years of age, his wife Cecilia, their widowed daughter Victoria, and Victoria's 2 children, little Cecilia, 7 years old, and Joseph, not yet 2. They were joined by a housekeeper, Maria Baumgartner, who had only just arrived that day to begin her work. In the days before tragedy struck, the family spoke of strange events. Footsteps had been seen in the snow leading from the forest to the farm, but with no tracks returning. At night, sounds echoed from the attic, though no one was ever found there. A newspaper unfamiliar to them appeared inside the home, and the house keys went missing. Even the animals grew restless. The former housekeeper had left her position, saying the house unsettled her, and Maria entered a place already burdened with unease. On the evening of March 31st, 6 members of the household were killed. 4 were lured into the barn, where they were struck down with a mattock, an ordinary farm tool. The others, Maria and the infant Joseph, were found inside the farmhouse. Yet the farm did not fall silent immediately. In the days that followed, smoke was seen rising from the chimney. The cattle were fed, and meals appeared to have been prepared. Neighbors passing near the property thought they noticed signs of movement. Whoever committed the crime may have remained there among the dead for several days. When at last neighbors went to investigate, the truth became known. The bodies of Andreas, his wife, Victoria, and young Cecilia were found in the barn beneath hay. Maria and Joseph were discovered in the house. The murder weapon was later found hidden in the rafters, confirming Andreas's earlier fears that someone had been living unseen in the attic. Suspicion turned in many directions. Some wondered if Victoria's husband, thought to have died in the war, had somehow returned. Others pointed to long-standing family disputes, as Andreas had once faced legal trouble involving his daughter. Jealousies, inheritance quarrels, rejected suitors, and the possibility of a wandering stranger were all considered. Police questioned dozens and reopened the case multiple times, but no definitive answers ever emerged. The 6 victims were laid to rest in the village cemetery, though their skulls were sent to Munich for forensic study and were later lost during the turmoil of the Second World War. The farmstead itself was eventually demolished, and today a shrine marks the site. More than a century later, the mystery of Hinterkaifeck endures. The unexplained footprints in the snow, the sounds in the attic, the smoke rising from a chimney though every resident lay dead. These details remain unsolved, leaving the case one of the most haunting in German history.